So I think the first thing maybe we could do introductions. Owen and Marie, do you want to introduce yourselves to the rest of the
Hi, I'm
committee?
Mairead.
Hi, I'm
Nice to
Owen.
meet you. You're Owen.
Okay, so we have Eric with us, who's a member, Mary, who you may know, and Livermore.
Nice to meet you all. Nice to see you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
This first thing, just these guys have been doing a lot of great work and very much appreciate them being here tonight. So I'll start working off the agenda. No minutes to discuss for last month. Next agenda item is introducing our interns and review accomplishments to date. Mary, do you have an easy access to the list?
Yeah, I already
Or
reviewed the list.
okay.
Yeah, so I'm on my phone right now because my home computer, like I'll be working on it, but I forgot that it was like giving me trouble this morning. So but I have a lot of it in my head. The interns might have it better in their head though. They want to run through what they've been doing. You guys want to give a crack at what you've completed so far?
Yeah, so we've been working on quite a few different things, but there's a few boardwalks that we worked on. I think one of the first things we did was finish up the boardwalks and the bridge at Robertson. So those were all set. We also did one at Warren Brook, so that's all finished.
Which one was that? Where is that?
It's right near the parking area, like the main parking lot for Warren Brook.
That main
It's just
path?
it's a very short walk in, like within view from the parking lot.
Right.
And then we've been working on invasives also a lot. At District 9 Schoolhouse, there's some buckthorn that we've been pulling. There's some garlic mustard at Pixie's Park, so we also worked on that a few days. We've also been doing the mowing. That's been once a month, getting the mower from the DPW, and that's been going well. We've also walked
been installing.
Yeah, installing signs.
Yep.
Where are the signs?
Today we did Howard's Glen, and we also did Pixie's Park. And we're close to getting the Sweet William sign in too. We're just gonna work with Mike for that.
That sign has arrived. It's here.
It's here.
Right.
There's a couple other areas with signs too, though.
Right, a few signs.
Put stakes at a few places.
They staked out a few, yeah, just kind of waiting on to make sure they're in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike, if you were okay with those locations, I think I texted you the pictures.
I did.
We'll go ahead and call Dixon.
Yeah, I think they're fine with me. Yeah. Yeah, just so everyone knows, we had a stash of signs that were created probably 4 or 5 years ago in Mary's office, and we just never had a chance to install them. There's one at the Snow Family Conservation Area, one at Howard's Conservation Area, one at Howard's Glen, and there was one part of the Pixies Park sign hadn't ever been installed. I think that's it, right? I think there's 3. But anyway, and so they're installing those for us. And these are the Western red cedar signs that have been lasting real well. I noticed for the Pixies Park sign, you could hardly tell the difference between the two signs. One had been installed probably 4 years ago, and the other was sitting up in Mary's office. And I mean, the weathering was just almost, can't even tell. So.
And where's the Snow Family
It is
area?
off of Taft Street. It's adjacent to Peppercorn.
Or Peppercorn, okay, yeah.
It's off of Taft. I think it's 7, 8 acres. It's got a trail loop and
Yeah.
at least 1 or 2 vernal pools and some nice stone walls. It was donated by the Snow family maybe 12 years ago or so, something like that. So anyway, and then let's see. I know you guys did some hiking around Forest Heights, and we can talk about that maybe a little later. I have a map to show everybody. But and anything else you want to share?
Did they go
Okay.
to
We did-
Rushford's the other night?
No, I
No,
don't
they
think so. I don't think so.
I missed it, so just,
Mm.
Today we did some cleaning up at Forest Heights.
The glass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's a bigger project maybe than you thought. It seems like it was a pretty big dumping ground for a lot of stuff.
right there at the beginning.
Yeah, pretty close to the road
On
where I
the
think they
front,
want to put a parking lot.
the frontage lot. Yeah. I have to fess up on something. When you're out there, you're not going far enough back into the woods, but there is a Trimble GPS unit sitting out in the woods somewhere, and I lost it
Oh.
several days ago. And I do have an all trails track, so I know exactly where I walked, and we've looked for it once already and haven't been able to find it. But I still have hopes, and it is
We'll
water.
keep an eye out.
Yeah, you'd have to go way back. But yeah, if you see some coyote with a GPS unit in its mouth, please ask it to drop it. Yeah. We did get an awful lot of use out of that unit. It's like maybe 12 years old, but it still functioned. I really want to find the thing. So some point maybe we'll put a bounty on it, finder's fee or something. Anyway, I didn't mean to digress too much. Okay, well, thanks for the update.
That's great. It's only
wonderful.
June. How much long, how many weeks do you have left? Lots?
They have about, I feel like 6 or 7 more weeks, right, guys? You guys go back to
Yeah.
school end of August.
Yeah.
Right.
So we still got stuff to do. Plenty of stuff to do on the list. I'm just going to start going through it. A lot of these will be no updates. Kind of a random list on the Sweetwilliam Farm sign replacement. As was mentioned, we've got the sign. We just need to install it. Rocket Road Peppercorn Hill sign replacement. No activity there. Eagle Scout Boardwalk at Peppercorn Hill. Mary, I don't know if have you heard anything from Kyle lately. I have not.
No, not.
Okay, might want to touch base with him, see how he's doing. Robertson Family Trail. We haven't scheduled a site walk for that yet. Centerbrook Conservation Area Trail easements. Mary, is any updates there with our butters on Dogwood Lane?
No, I need to, the next step is for me to just put it together, the RFP, and to contact town council about the point at the other end. I think we're at that point.
That'll be a survey RFP, right? Mary, for the survey, right?
What's
Me?
that? Yeah.
For a survey. Yeah. So that might be something, if we can get that done quickly, that might be something that our interns can help us with. There's a fence that's going to need to be relocated as part of that effort, I think. Powers Glen sign installation, I think you just said that's done. Super. New Stephens Farm Boardwalk. There's a little update there. I think you folks have carried in the decking, right? To the stream
Yeah, we
crossing
did.
and stuff. And so what we ended up deciding to do was purchase some 4x6 stringers and use those rather than carrying in those 6x6 or 8x8, whatever they are. Those really, the ones that are already partway up there. We'll use those for something else. So we're going to have to carry in 3 of the 4x6 stringers, and maybe sometime I can coordinate with you guys interns, and I can. I've driven my car back up there before, and we can try to get as far as we can with them with the car. Carry them up with the car. They're staged at Steffen's at the community garden right now.
Okay.
So maybe we can work on that next week. Okay, Whitney East Boardwalk. That is a Marcella thing. Maybe when we can talk to her about that, and maybe she can show you exactly what needs to be done there. I think it's probably a 12-foot section of boardwalk that just needs to be installed, a plank boardwalk. Should be pretty simple. Haworth Glen Boardwalk rehab. I have reached out to Dick Haworth to see if we can have access through his property, and we're playing phone tag right now. I haven't heard anything from Bob Hatch. The Whitney Conservation Area hazard trees, we were going to put that off to fall. Steffen's Farm field mowing and field edges. Owen and Marie have been mowing, and Scott suggested we put off the field edges until fall to respect bird habitat. District 9 Conservation Area Stewardship Plan. I've got a template from SVT and kind of beginning to work on that. Update trail maps. We should have a template sometime in July. Got a contractor working on it for Metacomet, and then I'll share that template with Upton once we have it. But she was going to be working on it right after the 4th of July. Forest Heights. Now here's something we can talk about. I'm going to try to share my screen. If this works. Okay, can you guys see the screen? Mary,
Yep.
do you have can you see it on your phone or?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, great. Let me blow it up a little bit. So these are the existing trails at Forest Heights. And Forest Heights, by the way, it may be on the agenda, select board agenda on the 21st to officially put this under the care, custody, and control of the Conservation Commission. Town meeting voted to do that in May. And I asked Kristen, the town manager, to have the select board have a vote to finally do that. So I suspect we're going to have a new conservation area by the time we talk again in August. But anyway, as part of the baseline report we did for Metacomet and SVT, mapped the trails, which are in yellow. There's some streams mapped in blue. There's another stream here. It needs to be added. And stone walls. Most of the stone walls are kind of concentrated in the lower corner here, the southeast corner. Don't think there's any stone walls up in here. This was really pretty wild country. Probably always a wooded, maybe a wood lot for centuries. So Owen and Mary Reed have been cleaning up here. There's glass dump and other stuff in here. And this trail here is mostly established. There's like probably 100 feet or so that needs to be reestablished. And then what I'd like people to consider doing is flagging a trail that would go from somewhere in here to here and follow the hand, and that would create a loop that people could walk on. Right now, there's no loops. Problem is there's a wetland crossing, stream crossing here. That's why I was out there with the GPS. I GPS that location and then lost the unit. Anyway, so I think at some point maybe we could have a site visit for the committee And then we would need a permit to cross here. And we're also going to need a permit for this existing stream crossing here. Pictures here, right? When you were out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we took
actually,
some
I think-
photos.
And measurements, right?
Oh, and
Yep.
is that what we worked on today?
Yeah, we were also.
Yeah, I had the determination, the paperwork for that today.
Oh, great.
Mike.
Excellent.
So do you want them to include, do two of them on the same one?
I think, no, because we don't really know where this is going to go yet. I would just do the one. And then the other one is this one here. It's like no BVW. There's no wetland impacts, I don't think. This one is more complex. I mean, it's a
Yes.
stream crossing and some BVW, and as Mary knows, and there's issues with the DP concerning trails impacting BVW that, probably best not to conflate the two.
What's BBW?
Bordering vegetated wetlands, or basically wetlands. DPW.
How long would that loop be?
Well, there's a scale,
Oh, yeah.
500 feet, so maybe about 1,000 to 1,500 feet, depending how you
Yeah.
did it. There's some pretty significant slopes here. There's probably going to be a need for a switchback.
Huh.
But I think we may not have time to get this permitted and approved this summer. The other thing we have to do for any trail work we do out there, we need to run it by SVT and Metacomet because they hold the CR. But there shouldn't be much of a problem with it. I'm glad you guys are working on this permit for this one. And again, we can probably drive in stringer. It's going to be, you thinking 4 foot wide, similar to what we did at Robertson's? Is that what you're?
Yeah, I figured that made sense.
Okay. So we probably need to carry in 3 stringers again. And we can probably get part way in before the trail becomes too narrow for a car. That would be a good project for you guys to complete. And I know you mapped this trail a little further. I don't know exactly where. I didn't try to figure out where it goes yet. But long term, we would want this trail probably this is Metacomet property, the Bonner natural area. The thought would be to have a trail somewhere, go enter here, and then off the page is the Whitney Conservation Area, so we can connect to the town land through Bonner, basically.
What is I've heard everybody talk about the Bonner property. What's its features, or not features, but what's unusual about it in terms of the relationship of town property?
Well, it's owned by Metacomet Land Trust.
Okay.
So it's a Metacomet preserve, and Sudbury Board of Trustees holds a conservation restriction on it.
Oh, okay.
So, and right now, there's really not much in the way of trails on it. There might be like one kind of game trail almost through here, but other than that, there really aren't any trails. And it's it has some vernal pools. It's got a lot of stone walls, kind of near North Street, way down over here, maybe about where the arrow is or so. There's a old barn foundation that's pretty neat.
Where do you access it?
Right now, there isn't any access to it.
Oh,
It's landlocked.
okay. Maybe that's what I knew there was something kind of unusual about it.
Yeah, it was backland that basically Forest Heights and the Bonner property was owned by the same development group, and they kind of gave up on it around the time of the Great Recession in 2008 or whatever that was. They had, shortly before that, they had come to the planning board and the commission with a like a development plan for about 180 acres. Would have been partly an open space development, but with the Great Recession hit, they kind of went away. Forest Heights in 2011, the town did a tax taking on it, and for a different owner owned the Bonner property, and that was put up for sale, and it was purchased.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and purchased and donated to Metacomet.
Hmm.
Anyway, so
Thank you.
maybe at some point, I'm glad you guys are working on this permit application. Maybe we can get that in a month or so from now. We can get that crossing constructed after the permitting is completed. And then sometime maybe we can schedule a site visit to try to begin to flag this here, and figure out where the crossing is going to go. There might be places where the stream and wetland crossing is narrower than others. It looked like the one location I looked at was probably about a 30-foot wetland crossing with a stream channel mixed in there somewhere. So, any questions about Forest Heights? Okay. Let's see. Next is Warrenbrook Conservation Area Trails. I think that's a Scott thing. He's not on. Next, Eagle Scout project at Kestrel nest boxes at Steffen's Farm. The Eagle Scout has met with Mary and me and is moving forward with that project. In fact, he showed us a nest box that he had built, Kestrel nest box, and I think we're thinking probably 3 boxes at Steffen's. So that's moving ahead. Pleasant Woods Affordable Housing, keep that on here, but haven't heard anything for quite a while from Affordable Housing, what they're doing there. And Pleasant Woods for a pool cert, and if there's any update there. So, does anyone have anything else they want to talk about? It's in terms of stewardship. We can talk about. Yes, go ahead.
I just had a quick question about reappointments. I didn't receive an email this year, and I think usually that's done before July 1st. Was that done this year?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything. My Conservation Commission appointment's up in 26, and hope, so I haven't, the usual email hasn't gone out, I don't think.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't gotten anything.
It's probably coming soon, but I
Okay.
assume, I don't know the rule exactly, but I guess we can just keep meeting until we're told not to.
Yeah.
And it does say appointment.
Keep spending money.
Yeah, and the appointment does say 26, so 2026, so it's still 2026. So hopefully we're okay.
One thing to just to update people on, we were thinking of benches at the Robertson property. And so my husband, Pete Phillips, said he'd be happy to build them. And so Marcella was able to, or maybe Mike too, but purchase the necessary materials before July 1. So, but the lumber is really heavy. It's pressure treated or, treated somehow. So Pete's got it out in the barn with, stacked in such a way that the air can move around it. And so it probably won't start on them for a month or so.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
That's great. So you're gonna have 2, one by the brook and one by the overlook. Is that what Marcella was thinking about? Yeah. That'll be nice. We do need to get out there and flag that trail, and then have the Robertsons take a look at it. Maybe we can try to do that sometime in July. Cool.
I do have
And
yeah. You guys want to look at that list? I don't know that you would have to, but
I'm sorry, Mary, what was?
You're on mute now.
oh,
Or are you? It looks The mute sign is up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, actually
Yeah.
now.
Okay. I need to, I'm logged in both on the computer and my phone because the computer, the sound doesn't seem to be working. But if you, I don't know if you want to, I think the interns mentioned most of the stuff on the list, but I have the list here, Mike, if you want to look at it.
Would you folks like to look at it? In the interns to-do list and accomplishment list? Take a minute to go through it. Eric,
Yeah.
Okay, all right. If you could show it, let me stop sharing Forest Heights unless there's anything else on that right now.
See if I can share.
There it is.
Yeah, sorry, I forget how to use Teams for sharing screen. One of the things they were also doing is just walking trails and going around with loppers and stuff like that. Although I think that's on the back burner, and they're supposed to be like putting together a list of like their GPS locating like things that need to be cut and stuff like that. But I believe they've done a little bit of walking, but haven't actually come up with a list yet.
Mhm.
That's a good thing. I don't, you guys, I told them that they wouldn't have to spend the whole day outside. They could do some inside jobs today, but they were out there from like, I don't know, 9 until 2:30. So I was impressed.
Oh, gosh.
I know. So they're
Wow. Hmm.
working pretty hard.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, the trail markers have come in, and the interns now have them, and I believe they have a map from Marcella to do that.
Right.
And they've also been doing a little bit of weed whacking, not much.
Yeah, just to interject, the blue is completed work.
Yep.
So,
Although I think they're still working on District 9. There's a lot more there.
Mhm.
And then I guess that path on the frontage lot, I guess they could work on clearing that once it's kind of approved by SVT.
yeah, let me run it by SVT and Metacomet just to make sure it's trails in pretty good shape except for, like I said, maybe 100 feet or so near. But I want to run it by, especially Kristen from SVT, make sure she's okay with it. I'll do that. I'll do that tonight or tomorrow.
And then Scott did show them where invasives are at Peppercorn, and I think they made a good start on that.
Mhm.
But there's still more there, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's a boardwalk near the bog that they're going to put a couple planks in. And actually, I took a plank home for my husband to rip because it's a funny angle. So we're going to work on that. Oh yeah, and then the benches are I need to update the list. The benches are not for the interns.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So
Great.
stop sharing.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Great.
There it is. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Mary. So next meeting and work dates. If it's all right, I'll try to schedule something both for some trail planning at Robertson's and at Forest Heights. I'll send something around. We'll try, maybe we can get maybe some Saturday in July when maybe we'll have a cool period and we can get out there in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, let me know if you want to send a blast out.
okay. Okay. By the way, Libba, I met someone, I was in the Big Y in Milford last night, and someone came up and talked to me. He lives in Milford, but he's on your list, on your volunteer list through the
Huh.
Friends of Upton State Forest. And you know, I recognized him after a second because I think he helped us out at Robertson's.
Oh,
So-
at
so-
Robertson's. He had the son, was that John Moore?
Moore, that's right. That's the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, that's nice. He's,
Yeah.
very friendly guy. I think they're willing to come back and work again.
Yep. He said, just let him know. So.
Good, good, good.
Yeah. All right, so if that's all right, I'll try to schedule something those two places in July. And then the last thing on the agenda is unanticipated topics or any.
It's just a report actually of all the interesting calls I got today. One was from someone who was hiking peppercorn, and they called and they said, I'm at a purple marker. Which way do I turn here? I was like, oh no.
Just say go right.
So I said,
Close
"Where
your
did you
eyes
park?"
and just pick a direction.
And they said, I don't know.
Where'd they see your number?
I should have asked. She must have gotten it from the website or something. Hopefully she made it out. This was like 2 PM
Oh,
in the
oh.
heat. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
I encouraged her to download all trails for next time.
For next time.
All right, well, entertain a motion to adjourn. I think that's the last thing. So, a
I'll
motion to
move to
adjourn.
adjourn.
Second.
And it's been seconded. So any further discussion? And again, thank you, Owen and Mary, for
Yes,
joining
thank
us.
you
I'm
all.
glad you could stick
thank
through.
you.
This is what we do once a month or so.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. And thanks for all your
You
work.
too.
It's great.
Okay, thanks, guys. All right.
Bye.
So
Thanks,
in
Mike.
terms of to adjourn, Mike, I,
Oh,
Eric,
bye-bye.
Very
Mary, I. So that's unanimous. All right, folks. Have a good evening and a good
Have a
Fourth.
good night.